Okay, we have the second leg heading back home to Chanhassen, Minnesota from Chicago. As you can see here, it's saying 7 hours and 31 minutes. That's if I stop again in Tomah and do an hour charge at a super fast charger. I don't know if I'll stop there this time. I'm actually going to take a different route back. For some reason, the route that's selected here is the fastest route. However, it annoys me every single time I take it because it's one of those roads that people tend to drive in the left lane at the speed limit, and the next thing you know, you have a mile long of cars that are just irritating you. So I'm going to actually take the southern route. In general, Google Maps tells you that's a 10-minute increase, but I just like the drive much better. There's hardly any traffic on that. It is a little slower speed limit between La Crosse and Rochester to Minneapolis, but maybe with that, even with a little slower speed limit, I'll stick close to the speed, I think, and see what I get for mileage. So I'm going to go ahead and start that trip. I'm just going to leave it as is, and I'll be changing. It's 8:46 now. I'm going to leave in 14 minutes. I'm trying to get her ramped up to 100%, so it's only charging right now at about 27 kilowatts per hour. I'm at 98%, but I'm going to get her maxed out. I have set my trips, reset my trips down to 0, and I'm going to drive for this first 100 miles. I'm going to drive just 72 miles an hour, or I guess just 2 miles over the speed limit. On my way home, I'm expecting warmer temperatures. It's 42 here in Chicago. I think it's going to drop as I go, and then I am still facing a westerly wind. It's not quite as bad today, so it's a little more normal, but we'll still be facing that wind. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, we got about 88 miles here. Been doing 72 miles an hour, 1.6 miles per kilowatt. I've used 25% of the battery, so I'm at 74%. It says I still have 331 miles of battery usage. So I'm going to ramp it up here. I will just show you also that I am hitting quite a bit of wind here. So I got about a 19, 20 mile an hour headwind for most of this trip so far. So I'm going to ramp it up to 77, 78 miles an hour and see what it does. So I still have a little ways to stop here before my scheduled stop, but I'm in need of a stop here sooner than later. So I'm going to just hit the little button down here. Then I'm going to select charging stations. And looks like I have one in about 16 minutes. So I'm going to actually stop there. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And as you can see, that's going to add it to my stop. And actually there's a Culver's there too, so I'm going to get some dinner. So that's how I would go about just doing a stop ahead of time. My next scheduled stop was still an hour out, and I'm just not going to be able to make that, so I'm going to do it with this. Okay, so going to stop here. 180 miles out of 417, averaging 1.6. So didn't really matter too much whether I was doing 71 or 78. I was doing a little more crosswind versus into the wind, but I am at 47 degrees, and I don't have any of my heated seats here and heated steering wheels on, and I have the back seat shut off. I don't have anybody in the back seat, so it's showing that that was a 48% left and 195 miles. I'm stopped at a Tesla supercharger and a Culver's, so we're gonna charge up, get the dog a walk, get a potty break for all of us, and hit the road again. I should be able to make it home, but I'll check in here once I start plotting my next course. Okay, gonna head out here shortly. We're gonna reset the trip here for trip 2. I'm going to probably slow it down again just because of one, where I'm turning here, it's going to be a different mileage anyways. So as you can see here, I have 240 miles to home, it says at 9%, but if you look over here, right, I'm at 82% charge, 364 miles. I'm still getting 128 kilowatts. This is a Tesla charger, so I'm gonna go a little bit longer. It was only maxing out at like 150 at this charger, so I look at it that, hey, you know, if I'm still getting a little bit, I'm gonna stay here and maybe close my eyes for a minute or two. So otherwise I'll be heading out. I shouldn't need to stop for any electricity on the way home, but you never know. I might still have to stop and go to the bathroom. Let's see. This is still saying that I should stop in Bloomington, right? Bloomington's like 20 minutes from my house, so I really don't need that stop. Even if I change it down here, it says it's below the minimum. So again, you know, it still wants to try and force a stop there. So that's where I guess one of my points was you can't go by what the system says. At 82%, even worst case scenario, I'm going to get over 260 miles in with an 80% charge. You know, if I was driving 85 miles an hour and driving into a wind and it was super cold, I think I'm going to still get there. So that's just the way I look at it, that these systems are trying to keep you safe, but I'm on my way home, so I don't need to worry about coming in with more than 1%. So we're going to head out here in just a little bit. So this is what I'm dealing with again. 35 mile an hour winds, driving directly into it. I did slow down, and that's helping. I'm maintaining 1.6. It did go down to 1.4 for a short period of time when I was driving closer to 78. But staying at 72 here, it is maintaining. Okay, so to wrap it up here, the second leg of the trip back home was 438 miles, got 1.6 miles per kilowatt. As you can see, the second half there, the wind was extreme, 35 miles an hour. Even at 1.5 miles per kilowatt, I think that was pretty good. I think if I'd have been driving 75, 78, it would have been much lower. I did not have to stop. I was able to make it still with about 12% charge in the car, so I was able to complete that. So that's the end of the road trip. I'm going to follow up this last video with some stats and numbers. So what did it cost me? That's what we'll look at. Thanks.